Hey. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. And welcome. Road tripping with RJ and Channing. And with that said, to my left is Channing Frye. To my right is Richard Jefferson. I'm your host, Allie Clifton. And joining us tonight is, I would have to say, the most fashion-forward guy in the NBA.
Oh, man.
That's right. I said it.
The most fashion-forward.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
He's a center, though, and it's Tristan Thompson.
He's a power forward. He's a power forward.
Center.
He's playing the center. There we go.
He's multi-forwarded.
Oh, my God.
Too early?
It's too early. Too early for the bad pun jokes.
Man, my bad. Here we go.
But, hey, we're in Indianapolis, third city of this 4-game road trip, and we started in New York City, which was when you made a very powerful fashion statement.
Power moves. You know,
what were you trying to say with that jacket?
looking at the schedule. 8:30 ABC prime time.
Oh,
it's only right in New York. You gotta come. You gotta come fresh, and you gotta come heavy.
Yes, I agree.
Like Ali said, you know, best dressed, fashion forward,
humble. Don't forget
very
humble.
Very humble.
Don't forget humble.
I'm just saying, I try to be great at what I do.
Yeah. So who is your favorite designer to wear?
My favorite designer to wear?
Yeah, who's automatic? If you want to look good, you don't even need to worry. These clothes are always going to look good on you, and your favorite person.
But I think it depends on where you're going, right? If you're going to the ESPYs, how we all looked we were definitely the best dressed team.
Thank you,
there.
Xenia.
Who said that?
Boy?
You guys thought that, or
no? We know.
No, we know.
You know?
Just look at all the teams that have won the previous best team awards, and you look at us, you're like, wow, these guys
top to bottom.
Yeah.
To bottom.
Yeah.
I think all of us wore tux except one.
Yeah, I wore a sexy blue suit.
Well, I wore a beautiful Tom Ford. So when I'm going to something very classy, I'm definitely going to wear some Tom Ford.
I went Ralph Lauren.
You can never go wrong. Actually,
Xenia.
the best brand. Oh, Xenia's good too.
Okay, right,
I bought my first suit there when I was in 2011.
Channing's still on his first suit.
You were like, oh, how about Channing when he got the suit last minute at the wedding this summer?
Oh my God!
On Snapchat, that was funny.
Oh my God! He
But
was
no,
so
actually,
mad at me.
Ralph Lauren, Double RL, I think that's a timeless brand, and I think you hit on the head. You can always wear that to dress up, dress down, and it's never gonna go out of style. Stuff's so trendy. At one point, guys used to wear the spike shoes, and it's like if you guy wears spike shoes now, you're like, yo, dude, you're living in 2011. Seriously.
Yeah.
Have you always been a fashion guy?
I've always been, even when I was a little kid in high school,
Toronto?
going to H&M or going to Gap. I would still try to be, fly and dress nice, but now that you're in NBA and everyone tries to make it kind of like a challenge in the locker rooms.
You win with the coats.
Oh yeah, you definitely
You win every time.
I actually have one more coat left.
I can't wait.
I got one more
Do you know when it's going to be worn?
I gotta look at the schedule.
My bad.
It's usually a game against national, a marquee game.
LA.
Huh?
In LA.
No, you can't wear that.
No, I can't wear in LA. It's too hot. It's too hot.
Oh, no, okay, let me stop you right there because on Christmas, you wore the most.
Oh.
I thought it was amazing. Yeah, amazing for a jacket. And it was 50 degrees almost in Cleveland. So
yeah, it was like my inner Frank Lucas going to the boxing match. And yeah, it was definitely as soon as I saw that we were playing home for Christmas, I was like, yeah, I'm getting a fur.
Okay, real quick.
I'm getting a fur.
This is a trivia question.
Yeah.
Somebody at this table, there was reference to fur coats, and we talked about, PETA is not going to be very happy.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's PETA?
I'm just going to throw myself out.
I was gonna just take a guess.
Would you have guessed me?
Yes.
Yeah, because Channing goes on the internet, so
Yeah, the only PETA I've ever heard of is PETA Pit.
Yeah, which
Have
is
you-
great.
Yeah.
isn't that a sandwich shop?
Jungle.
It's a
It's
sandwich.
so
Yeah.
fire.
Oh
Peter's
God, here
Jungle.
we go with another food reference, a fast food reference for
It's
Channing.
not fast food. It's just healthy.
Healthy food fast.
Yeah. Healthy food ASAP.
ASAP. But no, it's okay not knowing what PETA is. That's part of this whole experiment that we're doing with road tripping. We're putting new experiences in
You're
front
being
of different
vulnerable.
We're
people.
learning.
I might be a
learning.
little sheltered.
You're being
I'll
vulnerable.
admit.
A little.
You
Okay.
read books upside down.
Can we get off that, please?
For
Red
people
Bull's upside down.
For people that didn't listen to episode 3 or
Yeah,
4,
listen to
I
it.
know you did. But Allie and Kevin had a little bit of a bonding moment because they're both the middle child.
Aww.
And so Allie was like, yeah, I was so starved for attention. My mom.
No,
found
I
me."
was not starved for attention. I just didn't get attention.
So you were starved for
yeah.
attention.
When you don't eat,
if you don't, you're starving.
So you might have been starving, but you were mad hungry.
Yeah.
I was only
Sifting
like
through the
3
refrigerator
years
of attention.
old.
Her mom found her behind a chair with a tear in her eye, reading a book that was upside down.
So how did that? Were you able to? I mean, we just
Tristan's
looking at the
taking
letters.
Tristan is so nice. He's taking it so little.
It was just one of those moments where I was like, okay, I'm starting to realize that I'm not going to get attention. I'm the middle child, and so I'm going to have to just do what I can to survive. So you just
rebel.
Yeah,
rebel.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But no, hey, I want to get back to this fashion thing. Do you feel like you've stepped outside the box a little bit this year?
the box
and
or the backs.
Sorry, I'm just going to bring it up. How much does your girlfriend, Chloe, influence your style?
Can I say
Because on
this?
Christmas Day,
you're
you
not
guys
going to come ragged. When you're on that many cameras, you got to step your game up.
Yeah,
Because look, sweatsuit shorty can't just be a regular Nike sweatsuit. That got to be a crispy John Elliott.
Yeah, Channing, yes, Channing.
It's impossible to do it. I got to
Channing
step my
stepping
game.
up.
I'm like, is Tristan coming? Oh, dang it. I can't look like a ragamuffin no more because if I'm on TMZ, I'm going to get roasted.
You're
But
not
hey,
making-
I
you're not
actually
making
disagree with
TMZ.
that.
I might make a cameo on the back.
No,
Boom,
they're going to
photo
get like
bomb.
your arm. Like
Yeah, and they'll know it's me. They'll be like, look at
you're
Channing's
a sweet
raggedy ass.
raggedy-
jacket
dry
he got
fingers.
on.
I disagree with that, though, because of all the TMZ photos that I saw of Tristan over the summer when everything broke. He was in his sweat. Like, he
Those are
remained
brand
himself.
new. Oh,
He
yeah,
remained
Those
Tristan.
are brand new Nike outfits. He popped the
Oh,
tag
well-
and put them on.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, it's Nike and it's.
Allie, can
Yeah.
we address something? Probably a
stalking?
little bit. Yeah. How much TMZ stuff did you watch?
It's on my feed. I follow TMZ, so it's on my social media.
Oh, you're one of those. You probably follow World Star too, don't you?
I do.
World Star.
I love World
Channing
Star.
definitely
Channing,
follows like baller
Stop
shade.
the fighting.
We did not endorse World Star or Media Takeout or any of these garbage websites.
I agree. It's a bunch of garbage.
Yes. Hopefully they'll write tons of articles about how much they hate us.
No, but how much?
Great press.
How
But no,
much
but how
does
much,
Chloe influence it?
Well, Ali, you've seen me dress.
I have over the last 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
Dang, it's been 5 years?
I know, right?
Holy shit.
You can crack.
Yeah, you can cuss. Yeah, you're
Holy
fine.
shit. No, I've always been very fashion forward, but like you said, the Christmas when we both wore the fur.
Yeah, I loved
Yeah,
it.
we both talked about it. I brought it. I was like, babe, I'm gonna wear the fur. And then she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, you gotta wear fur too. Like, we gonna make a statement.
His and hers.
Yeah,
We're
his
going
and
to
hers.
make a statement.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to wear a matching jersey.
Oh, shut up.
8th grade.
Well, you had a jersey and she had a jersey.
You
dress
did not
on.
have a
Home and away.
Channing, you did not have a girlfriend in 8th grade. Let's be honest. Channing, be honest. Be honest with our listeners. I've known you too
no,
long.
Yeah, honesty is everything.
When did you get your first girlfriend, Channing?
Long time. Long time.
Yeah.
Same area. Wow, it's like sophomore year of high school.
Sophomore year of high
End
school.
of sophomore year. God.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's
That's
okay.
all right.
I was saving myself.
all right.
You were saving yourself
Yeah,
for
find the
marriage.
right one.
Or freshman year in the
Hold on.
dorms.
The first time.
The first time. I remember the first time.
Oh,
I was
man,
in my
I
dorm.
remember, yeah.
I was in my dorm.
Anyways, hey. No. So
Channing is sweating.
This is a nice little segue. Oh, I sweat all the time, guys. Here's a segue. Your fashion is clean, but your game is rugged. When did you say, like,
Oh,
screw
great. Oh, that
Great, you see me
I like that. I like that.
Listen.
And
so
yeah.
when did you say, you know what? I don't care if I don't score a point. I'm gonna get every single rebound, and like just be that guy that defends and does all that kind of stuff. Like when did you say, like, this is just me?
I got to give credit to Anderson Varejao with that whole mentality. I think when you come into the league and you're a top 5 pick, you got to figure out like what is your niche and what's gonna keep you playing this game for a long
That's
time.
tough, man.
And it's tough because everyone, we've all been the guy and scored all the points and took all the shots and done all that. But when you get to the NBA, it's kind of like a puzzle. And I think you got to find where your fit is. And if you look at you guys, RJ's in 16 years,
16.
and he's the baseline bandit, drive baseline and finish. Like he's made a living off that, and he's definitely improved his three point shooting in the corner. And even you, Channing, I think your first couple years, you had to figure it out too, and then you realize that Fry Island,
about that life, about that life down there. All the time.
Fry Island, pull them out and wow. and shoot that three. But I think for me, I just want to get every rebound. I think if that's the one area that you could be selfish in basketball is rebounding, because no one's going to complain.
The most impressive part about your rebounding is probably the fact that you also have Kevin, who's a double-double guy, and you have Bron, who's out there trying to get triple-doubles.
Oh, Bron always comes down with the Superman rebounds. It's like he just jumps over everyone. I'm like,
people are like, Channing, you only had 3 rebounds. I said, did you see who I played with? If I get 3, that means these fools were either not on the court or they were tired or guarding somebody on the perimeter, and I just happened to grab one in my area.
Yeah.
But most of the time, either Bron or Kevin or Richard or Kyle, who rebounds way better than he gets credit for, or anybody else on this team.
Basically, you have a lot of excuses. You have a lot of excuses. What it sounds like, because you're 7 feet tall and you're pretty athletic.
Usually the farthest person away from the
But
I was
that's
just gonna,
true.
yeah.
No, well, okay, whatever.
Let's use that 16 years.
No, but it is tough because the one double-double that I have in the last 2 years is when Kevin was out. Right?
Same here.
Yeah.
How many times do you and Kevin fight for the ball? Because I've seen it many times calling the game that you both go up for the board, and it's kind of like, okay, you go ahead, take it.
We both. I think it's just when I'm on getting a defensive rebounds, I got to make sure I just jump higher than Kevin, because one thing about Kevin, he definitely can clear space and he'll snatch it.
Do you have a high vertical?
Yeah, top of the square.
Tell him.
I mean, I can touch the top of the square.
Oh, my God. But it takes you 8 seconds. You have to wipe off your feet.
Yeah, I just do it off straight first.
Ankle mobility. I'm going to need a good warm-up. Probably a 5-minute on the treadmill, a stretch. We're going to need to activate the glutes.
This is activation.
I don't think your vertical isn't shown. Your vertical isn't shown on your rebounds.
Not.
It's shown on the lobs.
On the lobs, yeah.
On the lobs. That's what you
yeah.
get. And it's like, wow.
And you jump both ways. And let's talk about this. One more thing, because people are going to ask this question, as they wanted to ask about the outlet passes. Okay, for you to be able to switch hands in the middle of your career is absolutely, well, let's say ridiculous.
I'm sorry. You not use those words. I apologize.
No, it's no problem.
Who gave you that idea?
Who said, okay, we just got to scratch that.
It's not working out.
Crumple that piece of paper up. Use the other hand.
I remember that time. You were in the gym so long, all the time.
Countless
working on
hours.
that.
I think if I was born, no knock to Canadian basketball or just the development or the evolution of Canada basketball. I think if I was like an American-born player and guys like eat, dream, sleep basketball, I think I might have been right-handed earlier in my life, just because a coach would have been like, nah, scrap that. Like you said, scrap that. That's slingshot. No, get that out of here. We're gonna change it up. But I mean, we were in Phoenix on the road, and practice is over. We're just messing around. And I'm shooting right-handed, and I'm just throwing it up. And it was actually Jeremy Pargo. Jeremy Pargo. Every time I talk to him, he says I owe him like half of my contract because of switching hands. But he's like, yo, why don't you just try it? I'm like, man, shut up. I made the NBA being lefty. I'm going to do that the rest of my career. And then I just was at home one day. I was like, you know what? Let me not live with regrets. Why not try it? It can't hurt me.
That's not an easy
It can't hurt.
thing to do either, putting your guys' pride aside, no matter what it is sometimes. Moments like
Richard
that.
still hasn't done it.
Hey, let's
I definitely put my pride aside
many
a times.
Let's road trip back to DC, because that was an incredible game.
Wow,
Incredible
what a
win.
game. Game of the year, right? I think it's game of the year.
Oh, for sure. It's been so
far
long.
in the NBA, game of the year.
It's
That's
been
what they're saying.
so
Was
long
that better
since
than the Christmas game?
I think it
was because
so
it was
too.
overtime. It was
Yeah.
when you hit a shot that is no timeouts, 3 seconds, the length of the pass. Like it was a
about the
shit. Like they were
pass.
talking about. They were
Oh,
talking
man.
about like our chances
How
of
perfect it was.
when they shot the ball, and from the moment Kevin caught the ball, our chances of winning were 3%.
Wow.
Right? Because it was like, first of all, we got to tie it, and we got to get a 3. Like at that point in time, it's like
so much stuff has to go
has to
perfect.
go right, and then and that's just to tie it, and then you have to go and win it in overtime. You combine that with then Bron fouling out in a minute in the overtime, but I think that was a good strategic move to get me in the game. So
Tristan, there was a moment in the game you got so mad. Okay,
Say it.
let me bring that back together. You got
Furious.
you may have felt a bit disrespected. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, when you didn't get that lob.
No. When you were out, I think one-on-one with either Beal or Wall, and Kyrie came over. I've never seen you react that way because then he got beat like on the help side.
Yeah, on the help side,
because he came over to help you.
Right,
but you take a lot of pride in that.
Oh, definitely. I feel that
you like jumped up and down.
Yeah, I feel that if it's me on a guard, I switch on the guard. I don't want help. I don't want help. I like to take that challenge, especially because I'm a defensive guy and that's what I hang my hat on. I take that personal. It's like Channing and RJ shooting threes. If they miss, they're pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, guarding a guy, whether it's a guard or a big, like, I want to take that challenge. So, when Kyrie pulled over, I was like, no help, especially on him. Like, no disrespect, he's a good player. But no, like, Kyrie, I've guarded you in practice.
Yeah.
And you're better offensively than Bradley Beal. So I'm going to guard him like I'm guarding you. And I feel like, it's not a disadvantage for us.
Yeah, there was a few mistakes made in that game by
us.
There's a few mistakes.
But it's part of the game. It's part of the game, and we learn, and take a lot of pride in it. Yeah,
that's what I think it was just.
What?
Sorry,
what are you doing?
Well, then again, he had my back. As a brother, he had my back because he didn't want to leave me on the island by myself.
He did.
But at the same time, it's I got this.
And after
tilt everywhere. Cheney, you're not.
Yeah, I would
tilt.
There's no scenario. I won't say no. Let's say there's no. But yeah, I get you. Like, if you're in a situation where someone that you have control over, like as a defensive
you're
guy,
almost the same way too.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to come.
You actually, if the guy is a really good player, you will definitely put the hard hat on and guard him defensively. Well, it's when you play the guys that are the in-betweeners.
The 6 to 12 points a game guy.
Yeah, then RJ
he gets.
I will be 100% honest. Like, if you take away, like, I've been blessed, I've had no injuries here or there. But if you take away the dunks and all the other stuff, I can't do that every single night. Like, I have to pick and choose my battles, and like I'm not going to go the path of least resistance, but I'm going to like, okay, look, I can't sit here and try and D up John Lure like there's no tomorrow. Like, and then think that tomorrow, the next night when they ask me to guard Paul George, that I'm going to have some energy left. So it's like, I try and be really efficient against players that are probably role players. Try and be really efficient, try not to make any mistakes, and then against the studs and the stars, then you have to treat it almost like a playoff game where you can't give them any break. You can't, whether you're guarding Carmelo in New York or Paul George, or even for moments I was chasing around Bradley Beal. And it's, again, I'm a 36-year-old guy trying to chase around a 25-year-old. Like, that's not fun. Not for long stretches.
You did that in the finals last year.
Yeah, and I was ready.
All that was left.
That was all that was left. I was ready to retire.
You actually announced.
I announced my retirement. I was like, no, I can't. Like, I was so mentally drained at it. It hurts.
It hurts.
And it was like, you do it, and especially after.
It hurts?
No,
it
like
hurts. I'll just use this. In Atlanta series, I had to guard like Paul George and Al Horford.
Paul Millsap.
Paul Millsap. My bad. We're in Indiana. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, you're super locked into these guys. And, like, the minute they cross half court, it's like underneath that three-point line, they have to fight you for every little ounce of, like, space. And so that battle between, 250-pound men, like, for everything is just emotionally taxing. Like, I'm a nice guy and I love everybody, but I learned to, like, hate people's guts. I didn't like the way they dressed. I didn't like their shoes. I didn't like the way they tied those suckers. Yeah. And it was just like, it's just tiring to be like that. So to ask Richard to do that as much as he is, as old as he is crotchety as he is amazing and a testament to him.
I don't even know what that means. But like, when you are having to guard someone, and NBA fans out there don't really fully understand, but when you're having to guard someone, like if you have an Anthony Davis night and your job is just to lock in on him and make his life as difficult as possible, it's tough to go get rebounds. It's tough. It's tough to, and that's what makes it so impressive when you look at guys like Bron that can go and put up a ton of numbers, but also impact the game in so many different ways. But like, if you're telling me tonight to go guard Paul George or to guard whoever, I don't have energy to go chase down rebounds. Like, my job is to stop this guy from scoring and to do that. And then if I can, yes, but it's tough to be like, oh, Richard's going to go have 10 and 12. And chase around Bradley Beal?
No.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Devil's advocate. You get paid to do that.
No,
not
that's
at
not
this
what I get
level.
paid. That's not what I.
Not at 36.
I don't.
No?
25.
Not at the minimum. No.
Yeah, at the minimum.
No.
Minimum.
Not at the minimum.
You know what?
Do
Do you know what I do? I am, and I think there's other guys in this
He's a
league.
good team guy.
Yeah, I am a fill in the gap. I'm a fill in the gap around the superstars. That's what I am. You have the superstars, and if LeBron's in foul trouble, I can go guard Carmelo for a short amount of time. I can compliment LeBron on the fast break, and he can make a pass. But as far as telling me that I have to go get a double-double, they're going to have to the people that get paid to do that get paid like $8 to $10 million
I
a year.
didn't mean to go get a double
Well, like
double.
10 to 12 now.
But I just don't
10 to
think
15.
Cap went up 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 15 to 20 then.
Yeah.
15 to 20.
Lou Aldang is making $18 million this year.
I don't mean to go get a double double every night, but when you say that you just don't have the energy, I can't buy that.
Oh, it's a lot.
No, I'm not saying the energy. Like what I'm saying
It's
is
not his
you
focus.
have to
Okay.
pick.
Yeah, it's not his job. Okay, because we're like, your job is to lock in on him. If you box out, like let's say Paul George tomorrow, if Paul George gets one rebound and he gets 25, but he's shooting like 3 for 20, that's a great night. Because if Richard has 2 points and 2
Okay, that makes
rebounds,
sense. Yeah.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
got you.
That's it. It's our job to get that board once he takes a bad shot.
Yeah.
Get out and go run, and then just like hopefully Richard has enough energy to make his corner three.
Let me put this on the table. After all that you just mentioned, how amazing is it that this guy has played this many games? What is it, 400 and
400 sounds a lot of games. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot of games.
consecutive?
You got a long way to go.
Yeah, I think he should just call it a day.
I mean, a lot of people have told me it might be.
No. Do it for you, man. Listen,
you do it,
playing all 82 is amazing. To do what you did, just keep doing it because
I've done it a few times. It's overrated. Listen, I've played 82. I would have played 82. I'm on pace to play 82 this year if it wasn't for me deciding that life is more important and taking the time away to spend with my son. But part of playing 82 is this: you're not taking a day off for rest, and you're not and you haven't been injured. But there are many days if you play 82 that you're banged up, like that you don't feel great, and that's where the true testament is in your streak. But I personally think there are bigger things on the table than the streak that we need you healthy for, and lots of guys have tried to convince you of it.
Yeah, but
thank God for the All-Star break.
You
Exactly.
played-
Thank God for All-Star break. I'm not doing nothing but sitting in
Nothing.
the sand.
ooh, the sand.
Where you going? Where you going?
Oh, I'm going to Jamaica.
Of course you are.
Are you
Of
going with
course
Chloe?
you are.
And okay,
Yes,
sorry, we
I
got to
am
get back to this.
For all our lady listeners, here we go. Here's a 5-minute segment.
Here we go. This media day.
She's been waiting.
5 minutes. We're gonna give this 5 minutes. Here we go.
She has been waiting for pop culture. She's like, okay, basketball aside, enough of that
That's
shit.
the thing is I respect my profession and what I do, and so I've never obviously brought this to you until now.
By profession, you mean host of this amazing podcast.
Absolutely, but
Okay.
this is the platform to do that. It's an
Okay.
opportunity for him to be unfiltered and kind of open up a little bit. Not that I'm saying you have to. However,
Please
I
do.
just want to know, and I know a lot of people want to know
What
this.
you want to know?
How in the world did you two meet?
Do you meet? It was actually Brandon Jennings.
Okay.
Put us
What?
on a blind date.
Oh, what? How is it
Brand-
blind if you guys know each other?
Well, they didn't know. You didn't know
we
who it
didn't,
was.
we didn't know, so Brandon kind of set it up because Brandon is very close to Salt and Pepper, my guy, Simon Savez. Shout out Simon Savez. And it's me, Brandon,
music?
and my two guys. So Brandon's like, hey, man, come to the Beverly Hills Hotel. And I'm like, it's Monday. I'm like, oh, man, I just want to relax.
Okay.
I'm like, and he's like,
That's a lie.
He said, I'm gonna have someone there for you. And I'm like, who? He's like, just come on, man, come on. And he always mentioned that he was very close with Chloe. And I'm like, okay, Brandon, okay, whatever. So then I show up and she's there. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
Oh, wow. And she's looking beautiful. And I'm like, where's the wine? Where's the wine?
One day I need to get loose.
Where's the wine? So Brandon set that up, and I mean that's probably one of the best lobs he's ever thrown in his career.
Yeah.
So how hard? Okay, thanks for answering that. How hard is it though, given? I mean, think about it. Your guys' celebrity life and her celebrity life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's two different ball games,
Of
right?
course, yeah. I think the way we do it is just how we have it right now is just cool. Like we don't do the most, or we don't, she's a star what she does, and she's great right now with the Revenge body and
great show
and good American genes, and we're the Cavaliers, and we're the defending champs, and we some cool. So I think it works because we both understand each other's life, and we both respect it, and we understand like we're both on our grind. Like she's got what she's got going on, and she wants to keep being great at what she's doing, and I want to keep being great at what I do. So I think just because the best thing in a relationship is when both sides understand each other's life and get it. So it just makes everything smooth. It's like no drama, no headaches. It's like it's all smooth, and I'm happy, and then I'm able to just focus on hooping.
Yeah.
And that's all.
When you
that's all that
respect
matters.
each other, you support each other. What you're doing,
it
makes it easy.
Of course.
Yeah, you guys have done just from the outside looking in, and when obviously
Stalking.
I'm not stalking.
You're stalking.
I follow you guys, but I'm not stalking.
I follow you guys on every venue, but I'm not stalking.
No, but I think take it for what it's worth. It's just my 2 cents. But you guys have done such a good job of keeping things like private and keeping it to you.
Yeah, like
and there's a lot of respect that comes there.
Yeah, people are gonna put anything in the tabloids, and we're not going to address that stuff. Like, for what? Because once you open those kind of worms, then people are going to always expect. So we just keep it how we want. We keep it private, but people are going to see us together. See us together. We put a picture up. But I like how we have it. We just have it's just cool, and it's organic. It's not a force. It's just we just vibe.
That's awesome.
We just vibe out.
That's awesome.
Allie, are you happy? Allie, did you know?
Yeah, I enjoy that stuff because it's life. It is what it is. And it's a part of your guys' life and what you do. Yeah, you're these professional athletes, but you also have your family and your personal life that you guys have to kind of control outside of what you do on a daily basis.
Tristan, you didn't even know that I went to school with Courtney.
Until you told me.
Yeah. Well, no, she told you.
Yeah, she told me. She actually told me, and they're trying to. She goes to U of A, so we got to give U of A a shout out.
shout out.
That was loud.
We give U of A a shout out all the time.
We give U of A a shout out all the time. No, it was funny because when we were in school, I lived up at Star Pass, which is like the nice apartments for like the athletes lived up there, but a lot of times was the East Coast kids, and so Channing knows about Star Pass, and so it was like I knew Courtney through a bunch of different people, and but she was just Courtney.
Yeah,
like she wasn't like Kourtney Kardashian, but she was older than me. So like her boyfriend at the time lived in New York. So when they all graduated, they moved to New York, or she was always out there visiting. And I got drafted by the Nets, so I used to see them all the time. And then like a couple of years later, I would say probably about 3 or 4 years later is when the Keeping Up with the Kardashians started, and I was just like wait a second. That's little Courtney, isn't it? And it was just funny though, just seeing all the friends. And then when you did that, or when you got together with Chloe, it was just kind of like, man, this is a weird circle. It's a weird. I was like, because I'm 36 years old and you're 21, and so no, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just weird, and I think it's pretty funny to see how worlds can kind of collide in different things. Like you're an NBA champion, like she's one of the biggest TV stars out there. Her family is. But it was like it's people don't understand that you're just normal people. Like when Courtney was in school, she was just Courtney.
Courtney, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Channing, do you know Kim? I mean, do you have a history with Kim? Can we complete the
No,
circle?
I got no history. He's got no I'm low key. I am low key shouting for real.
Maybe Robert?
No.
No.
No, I know nobody cool other than like
no one.
Nobody. I know nobody. I keep it low key. I'm a dive bar kind of guy.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
There we
You're
go.
a dive bar kind of guy, Allie?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
I'm an Ohio girl, like small town America.
Dude.
Of
I went
course,
to
dive bars.
Trump's America.
the fake UT.
Okay.
The fake UT.
What is?
University of Toledo, the fake UT.
Oh man.
How does that make you feel?
It actually, I take a lot of offense to it.
She's
I
very
take a lot of
sensitive
pride
about
in
her
my university,
Toledo.
which
Toledo
these guys
tornadoes.
have no clue.
She's like Kevin Love sensitive.
Longhorns all day, every day.
You went there for 15 minutes.
Well, that's fine. I know it was a fun 15 minutes, right?
I was in Austin.
I will
A great
say 15 minutes.
There's one, and like Channing played there.
Every player at the University of Arizona knows how awesome Arizona is. We played you guys when you got that new arena. We won. We went out that night.
Nobody cares.
Oh, they love it. We went out that night. When I tell you the next day, we all looked at each other and said, if there was one college we would go to, it would be the University of Texas. I've never been to Austin.
Why?
What?
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
t-
6th Street
when I
is
tell you, it's like
unbelievable.
the women at that school.
We're not talking about the women. I know the academics are unbelievable.
School of the first
We have a
class
great-
is our motto.
Again, this is not that type of conversation.
Right. Oh.
What I'm saying is that when we went to that school, because we did the exact same thing, we played there, and actually it was kind of crazy because we were number 1 in the country. Texas was 5 in the country, and so it was the first time that 2 top 5 teams had met at that arena.
Okay.
And President Bush, who was actually the governor at the time, was at the game because it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And I remember walking out or running out, and there was just rows of girls doing the little like the
hook 'em horns.
horns,
Yeah, hook 'em horns.
and like we're running out. We're not running out to cheerleaders. We're running out to like just
Normal
girls in
civilians.
jeans and like cowgirl jeans. Is that what they call it? And then boots.
Cowgirl
and then,
boots, yeah,
cowgirl
or I don't
boots,
know what they're called, but it was pretty intense. And so we're walking around, and it was just like. Unfortunately, so it was like we played on Saturday, so we got there Friday night, and we wanted to go out, but we knew it was a big game. And then because we played Saturday during the day, we left after we left like that night.
Sucks for you guys. Oh, that sucks for you. We stayed the night.
Oh my God.
We had a great
You don't even-
time.
In college, you
The
guys,
library is extensive with plenty of books.
in co-
Shout out Austin and 6th Street.
in
Shout
college,
out to Austin, boy.
guys
Let me
went.
tell you.
you guys want to go out the night before games, though, right?
I'll tell you what, Arizona looked like they went out the night before they played Oregon. But we were fortunate.
They lost in it, though.
They got badly.
they got walloped.
So we were fortunate in the way.
Gene's tough to play out there, though.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
Excuses.
Pac-10 is situated because
12.
you had the
10,
Pac-10
oh,
at the time. Thank you, Channing, for correcting me. But you had Oregon State, USC, UCLA, Stanford, Cal. So you would just stay in one central location and then go and play one team and then go and play the other.
Right.
So the key was to win the first game so you could just party for like 2 straight days.
Yes.
And again, you were college, so most of us weren't 21, but if like you knew a kid from your
person
high
or
school
per-
or
oh,
a
yeah,
person
yeah.
or
What's
if you
the
knew the
AAU
other team.
circuit.
Yeah, something along those lines, and they could take you out to a house party, or they can take you roaming around. And we were idiots. And this was before social media, so I wouldn't say we were idiots, but it was before social
were
media. So
definitely
we were wearing
idiots.
all of our Arizona gear.
Idiots.
So everybody knew, like, oh, that was the basketball team, hoping that we could get invited to some party or get be able to get
Oh,
to
so
some.
that's how you guys rolled.
Yes,
we rolled
yes.
tough.
Yes,
Arizona deep.
well, we went there because we wanted to be,
The man.
the man.
And we were.
And, some of us.
Yeah, you had to wait for Celine to give you the ball. Yeah.
I got it off the rim.
You're lying.
Yeah, lying.
lying.
Trail 3.
Hey, look at the time.
I used to
Look
watch
at the
y'all on
time.
CBS. I watched Arizona. I watched Chad
barbecue
with
chicken.
This dirty afro.
Oh, his afro was trash.
You had an afro?
Yeah, curly
It was not
afro.
huge.
It was huge. It was super long. It gets tight.
No. It might have pulled long, but it was
pulled long.
packed.
It was
It was
tight.
packed.
It was tight.
Yeah,
It was tight.
okay.
It was like
I have
stretched from
fake
like
curls.
NBA Street, like the
Exactly.
PS2 game. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you did mention the time, though, Channing. And part of being on the road, we're going to
Road tripping.
Road tripping.
Exactly. We're going to have to cut this off because Tristan has a dinner date with LeBron, right? 8:15?
Well, dinner
9:15,
crew.
excuse
Dinner
me.
crew.
Dinner
It's
crew,
a dinner
yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
It's a dinner crew.
Where are you guys headed?
We don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, you're going too?
I don't know.
He's
Are
part of
y'all
dinner
going?
crew.
Oh.
Channing and Andre are usually part of dinner crew.
Yeah,
but
we're
they've
part
been,
of the-
they've been flaking last.
No,
couple
it's just
days.
tough to keep. It's tough to like Bron.
You guys eat so late.
Bron is the number one camaraderie guy in the history of the NBA. He wants to go to dinners every single night. We went to dinner last night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We went to dinner last night.
Yeah,
but
well, I was at.
but
yeah.
you go to dinner every single night, and you're just like, I'm tired. I need a nap.
I'm very tired. Yeah, I'm very tired. Unfortunately, but I
You had
might
them
go
chicken
anyways.
wings.
I did. I might go
Channing
anyways.
mainly goes hoping that LeBron pays.
100%.
That's like
100%.
Does
And
he
I
pay?
figure,
Often?
no. Like he takes care of a lot of things, but we do chip in a little bit.
Yeah, you got
This dude, Bron orders this amazing wine, has apps set up, like orders like a crazy steak, and Channing puts $151 out. Or no, it was like
150.
No.
Yeah, it was 150.
No, it was
because
100.
No, it was 150 because look, in my wallet I had another 100, so I wanted to see what everybody else was going to chip in. I'm like, yo, like, what's up, homies? There's about 8 or 9 of us, so look, we all going to chip in. I'm not good with math, so you just tell me what you need.
We learned about that on episode 1.
Yeah, not good at math.
I like that. I didn't know that.
The what?
That's awesome.
That LeBron pays like that.
He does. He does.
Do you guys take turns? I mean, are there moments where maybe you guys?
no. Okay, well, so like we went.
Dunn paid one time in DC, and then
Yeah, never again. He saw that.
We
bill.
we
he saw the bill, he's probably like,
Shit
like we went to breakfast this morning at right across the street at Le Pen Côtienne. It's amazing space, French toast. If you guys ever get a chance to get it, yeah, we went.
I woke up a little.
So it was like Bron, DJ Montage, Bron's mom. So I picked up breakfast.
You know what?
I was like, hey, don't worry,
small, so
Bron, don't worry. I got this. I got this big guy.
Again, that's how you roll.
That's how we roll. Look, you know what? We pick opportunities.
Right.
He's the highest paid guy in the NBA, and I'm barely over the minimum salary. So,
he's good.
But you made 10 for 10.
10 for 10. That's
10
it.
for 10, baby.
10 for 10.
10 for 10. That's pretty good.
That's it.
all that matters.
That's all that matters.
All right, well, that's rolling us straight into the finish line. Tristan, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you.
Thanks
I
for
had a
having
great time.
us.
Let me finish this wine.
Tristan, will you join us again? Is what we want to know.
I would do if I get an invite.
We're gonna have.
Always.
I think.
Shit.
Always invited.
We're gonna have you and your rookie counterpart Kyrie on again, and then probably we'll have Big Fella.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Maybe
people subscribe, right? That's what it's called. Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
That's right.
Y'all need to subscribe because I said so.